What up and welcome to Rama Screen YouTube channel, and here's my review of Netflix new animated series Skull Island. Let's rock this. Okay, a little bit of context. This show is sort of part of the legendary and Warner Brothers MonsterVerse. You remember those movies, right? Godzilla, Kong Skull Island, Godzilla King of the Monsters, Godzilla v Kong. Now, the reason why I said sort of is because the story here kind of does its own thing. Whether or not it might link up to or connect with those movies, I don't know at this point. But I knew that this project was in good hands when they got Brian Duffield to handle it. Brian Duffield is the screenwriter who gave us one of my favorite movies of 2020, Love and Monsters. So he has some experience dealing with giant creatures. With that said, what is my overall verdict? Skull Island is a damn good show. The action and the story are epic and concise and well written and easy to follow, and the character developments are sufficiently intriguing. Now, if you expect King Kong to dominate every episode, well, don't get your hopes up because it's quite a journey before you get there. But I promise you that the payoff is worth the wait. From legendary television and created by Brian Duffield, Skull Island takes viewers on a thrilling adventure as a group of kind hearted explorers rescues Annie from the ocean, unaware that their act of heroism will lead them to the treacherous Skull Island. This enigmatic place is home to bizarre creatures and terrifying monsters, including the mighty Titan himself, Kong. Voice starring Mae Whitman, Nicholas Cantu, Garrett Barnett, Benjamin Bratt, and Betty Gilpin. Let's keep it real. When it comes to monster shows like this, the plots are usually paper thin, especially regarding the human characters, even in animation form. And it's usually something parental related or coming of age, which are exactly what Skull Island provides. But I do appreciate that these characters are not one dimensional. Brian does a fantastic job of injecting complications into their backstories and motivations. These characters have grit and heart and bull-headed personalities. There are a total of 8 episodes. Each runs about 25 minutes or so. The pacing on most of them is excellent, and the drama is quite measured. The 2D animation, of course, is anime style, expertly crafted by Powerhouse, the same studio behind Castlevania and Blood of Zeus. So, if you like the designs on those shows, odds are you are gonna like the classic, graphic, colorful look of Skull Island. The tone is suspenseful and the humor never goes over the top, which makes sense since the characters are often on survival mode, with some sentimental beats along the way. And while this is described as an adult centric show, but the violence never gets too disturbing, at least not to me. Yes, a monster tearing somebody's limbs apart is beastly, but it's not all the time guts and gore if you catch my drift. I also think that the music is terrific and it perfectly encapsulates the magnitude of the intimidating presence of every giant sized creature there, including Kong. Speaking of which, I can understand why Kong doesn't show up on every episode. I get it. Because again, the title of the show is Skull Island. The lead star is the island. Yes, Kong is king, but he's sharing the screen time, he's sharing the story with other occupants and other inhabitants of that place. By the way, some of them are familiar because they previously appeared in those movies I mentioned earlier. So they're making a guest star cameo here, if you will, while others are original and new, specifically created for this show, and they are equally terrifying. The voice actors they cast for the roles are quite okay. Mae Whitman brings a lot of spark and zest as the firecracker but naive Annie, and Benjamin Bratt brings wisdom and fatherhood gravitas as the captain. Now, as for the characters, Charlie, Mike, and Annie, and whether or not there are feelings between them, the story is pretty coy and indecisive about it. Is it a love triangle? Is it asexual? Is it LGBTQ? Not too sure at this point. Still to be determined. But the monster fights are massive and colossal. And if that's the reason you've come to watch this show, then you are gonna love the final two episodes because they will satisfy the hell out of you. So, yeah, overall, I give Skull Island the rating of 4 out of 5. There is enough to go on in this first season that's pretty compelling and action packed, and hopefully it gets even better in season 2. So that's it. That's my review of Skull Island. Smash that like button. Share this video with everyone you know. Share your thoughts in the comment section below. And as always, subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Let's rock this.